Elvis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Start.
Can I take it up?
Elvis, you can start.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this evening. First of all, let me apologize for the delays and the little glitch that we've just experienced. Tonight is DDM Zoom meetings, Wednesday, the 15th of May, 2024. And we are looking at the crisis, the present crisis in the Ohanaeze, and how to set the record straight. And with us tonight, looking at this topic, is Nwako Tony Nwazegwe, PhD, DD, is the Odogu of Ibusa, President, International Coalition Against Christian Genocide in Nigeria, former Director, Center for Igbo Studies, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this occasion once again.
So good to have you, sir. We are honored to have you. Let's go straight into the issue of discussion tonight, sir, if we may. We're looking at the present crisis, the present Ohanaeze crisis. Let me just put it to you straight. Is there a crisis rocking the Ohanaeze Ndigbo?
Yeah. Can I hear you?
Okay. I asked if there is crisis
Hello?
within the Ohanaeze right now.
Okay. It's like you are off the video. I'm not seeing your face, or you just decided to operate that way. Okay. There's no crisis. When you are talking of crisis, I don't know your definition of crisis in this instant. When you're talking of, well, you can talk of, well, we can say there is crisis of credibility within the Ohanaeze leadership. Let me just put it that way. Crisis of credibility. Presently, the credibility of the Ohanaeze as an Apex Igbo organization is under test, is being seriously questioned, is being is placed on the scale of moral judgment within the context of Igbo leadership. That is crisis we can talk about. I don't think we have any other crisis, although there have been fashions, but that's not our present concern presently. Our concern presently. But the issue is that the Ohanaeze leadership under Chief Dr. Sir Engineer, name them, Emmanuel Iwanyam, is under serious moral scrutiny for their Fulani begging escapades. Let me stop here.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. But Dr. Harford, I did listen to his audio conversation with one of the Ohanaeze leaders, and he actually took back what he suggested. Dr. Harford.
Okay. You mean his conversation
so he
with
took back what he suggested to? Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I listened to it very well, and I responded to it.
So
that was
he took back what he suggested was his own opinion, what he had put into the document he was preparing. Do you think that's a general opinion of the leadership of?
Well, we don't really know. We are not really concerned about whatever assignment Dr. Harford Ugu was given. But the point was that he was invited as a consultant to look into or bring further suggestion to their policy, or not to the assignment, the ongoing assignment, the ongoing program of apology to the Fulani over the killing of Southern Sokoto. So that's just the point.
So you believe, sir, that there is a plan by the leadership of the Ohanaeze to apologize to the Fulanis?
We are not talking of believing this time. We are not talking of plan this time. We are talking of an ongoing apology. The apology is already ongoing, and it has been proven, and they've not defended it. I presented incontrovertible facts, which they have not opposed. I stated it clear that Ohanaeze established in October, they constituted a committee on peace and reconciliation titled Ohanaeze Committee on Reconciliation and Peace Building, which read a clarion call for national healing and reconciliation. It was constituted in October 2023 and inaugurated on December 2023 with the chairman, with Dr. Dominic Nemeka Okechukwu as chairman, Reverend Dr. Joseph Chinyere Ibewa as secretary, Dr. Uche Mosu, member, Dr. Ike Neriak, member, Dr. Chukwuma Opalezuku, member, Mr. Patrick Anyang, member, Chief Mrs. Rita Daniel, member, Mr. Privacy Eze, member, Sheikh Dr. Harun Ogunna Aja, member, and Alhaji Yaya Ndo, member. Unfortunately, Alhaji Yaya Ndo withdrew his membership. He rejected his membership. So what are they talking about? And they have a compendium which are presented, in which they enumerated the processes they've gone through so far concerning the begging. So it's not a question of plan, it's ongoing. And even recently, a chieftain, a popular chieftain of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, made it clear that it was an ongoing process, which even according to him, Iwanyan inherited or whatever he said. I'm not talking about the recent statement in the news media 247 U reports of May 8, 2024 by Reverend Obinna Akukwe, who is Director General Igbo Mandate Group and Vice Chairman of Ohanaeze Integrity Group. He made it clear. So it's not a question of plan, but that it is a project that has been ongoing, and there have been instances where they've gone to beg some leaders of Fulani group. So what is not, I don't understand where you are talking about plan or what, whether I believe it or not. I've presented concrete evidence, and none of them have come up to controvert me, to oppose me, to debunk me. I don't think if you understand what I'm saying.
I do understand what you're saying, sir. Some leaders of the Ohanaeze, we've had interaction with them. They have vehemently denied these. They call them allegations, and they say there is nowhere whatsoever in their operations that they have apologized to the Fulanis. That this is just a figment of your own imagination, because they say that all that they have seen is written documents that you have put together and some other or friends of yours, that no evidence whatsoever has linked them with the Fulanis. And they went as far as discrediting some of these letters that were, some of these letter-headed documents that were released and all.
excuse me, you are an investigative journalist. And I presented my 2 reports which they denied. And I presented evidence. And I'm just giving you evidence. You are telling me they denied. Have they denied that they did not constitute any committee on peace building? Have they denied that there is a compendium on that, which I've been posted on my website, titled Ohanaeze Committee on Reconciliation and Peace Building? Have they denied it? Did they deny that these are specific issues? Because when you are talking about denial, there must be points of denial. Just like in law, there are points of in law when you are, when you are countering an argument. There's also points of facts when you come to history. When you are challenging an argument, you pick some silent points and deal with them. I have some issues which I've repeated here. First, there was a committee that was constituted, well documented, and there was press conference to that effect. And I stated clear, it is there on newspaper that on 9th December, on 9th or 8th December, when the committee was inaugurated in Abuja, that the one who inaugurated them talked about other things, about establishing a billion naira business outfit for Ohanaeze to make them self-sufficient in terms of finances. I've mentioned that there is a committee office in Abuja. They've not denied that such a committee has not existed. I've also mentioned names. That Dr. Dominic Nemeka Okechukwu is chairman. I mentioned them. You as a journalist, you should have asked these people. I mentioned about Ohanaeze withdrawing from the committee. Friend who state, these are known people. I mentioned about Rita, Chief Mrs. Rita Dominic, who is the mother-in-law to Senator Ned Nwoko, the mother of Ned Nwoko's latest wife. Their names are mentioned. You're not going to ask them, what are your names there? I've just mentioned Reverend Dr. Joseph Chinyere Ibe as secretary of the committee. You have not asked him. These are the names I mentioned, and I've here enumerated their names. You have not asked them. Gentlemen, your names are mentioned as members of this reconciliation committee, and there's a document backing it. Can you denounce it? Then you are telling me that isolated instances of Iwanya, Adam saying no, does no mean not guilty. You just go to court. You are brought there for now, for an offense, and the registrar asks you guilty or not guilty. You say not guilty. Is that enough to acquit you? You must have supporting facts. They've not contravened me. They have not contravened me. They have not reputed me. Saying what I'm saying is nonsense. It's utter nonsense. I presented my report. I'm not sure you've gone through my report before asking me that question. I wrote 2 essays, reports, essay reports too. Well detailed. I don't think you have read them before asking me that they deny, because they deny what I said was false. I think it's unjournalistic on your own part. And I've just told you now
we've asked a lot of questions.
I've just told you about a teacher.
We've asked a lot of questions.
Said, confirmed what I was saying. May 8th, 2024. You've not read them. You are not telling me because the one who said what I wrote, what I said was nonsense, that now should not stand as your verdict. Is that how to judge?
Sir, we've asked these questions. We've asked. We are still asking the questions. We are not done with the subject. One of these persons that we've interrogated, Mr. Charles Obu, he actually told us that Ohanaeze has, upon asking some of these questions that you're talking about, he said that Ohanaeze has different committees ranging from skill acquisition, labor and employment, peace and reconciliation, And he said it is the responsibility of the Peace and Reconciliation Committee, and their primary duty is to reach out and foster a better report amongst Ndigbo and between Ndigbo and their neighbors. Now, this is the premise on which he believed that they reach out to some persons that may have been aggrieved within their geopolitical zone to actually make peace with them. So they are making it look as though they just reach out to every other person that is not Igbo in their area for peace. So they are not specific. According to him, they were not specifically focusing on the Fulanis. So that is his position. But he refused to show up for our interview. And so we are still asking him to come up and defend this in an interview. So that's why I'm bringing it to you that this is their defense from the questions that we have asked.
What you should have done is to bring him before me here so that we can talk to the public. First of all, he lied. And let me tell you, Ohanaeze is a fraud, it's a fraudulent organization. Then that shows in all their outings. In 2018, they constituted a peace committee for reconciliation in Bayelsa. 2018. We have no result. In 2021, the Southeast Governors Forum under Ohanaeze constituted called a meeting in their communique, and I refer you to paragraph 4A of their communique of 25th April 2021, where they directed Ohanaeze to even constitute this committee for internally for Igbo people to reconcile themselves within the Igbo enclave, at least Southeast. I'm not now talking about general. They're within the Southeast. That was the mandate of Southeast Governors Forum, Ohanaeze, in their communique of 25th April 2021, at Enugu, chaired by Governor Ohanaeze. Up to today, no result about that committee has even been out. Nothing, no result. And then in 2023, they constituted a committee and they've started operation. And I've mentioned specific people they have met. I'm quoting from their own report. Ohanaeze committee report, which I attached in my last
Hello, can you hear me, sir? Well, I think we lost our guest. I hope he comes back so that we can continue this conversation. While the issue we are looking at is the crisis or the Ohanaeze crisis currently rocking the Ohanaeze. That's the current crisis in Ohanaeze and how we could set the record straight. And with us is a great man from that region who has been giving us information about what the Ohanaeze leadership is about. And he did say that this is crisis of leadership within the Ohanaeze. That Ohanaeze as a body has no issues, has no crisis, but there are crises of leadership. And Nwankwo Tony Ohanaeze, PhD DD, the Odogwu of Ibusa, President, International Coalition Against Christian Genocide in Nigeria, former director, Center for Igbo Studies, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Is the person that has been with us, to look at this issue. We hope he joins us again soon.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah, I think one of the questions we would like Odogwu Ibuza to answer is if there is a plan by Ohanaeze to beg for forgiveness, why are they now denying it now that it has become public? We would like to have his insight in that regard.
I didn't quite get that, sir.
If there is a plan by the Ohanaeze leadership to ask for forgiveness, as has been widely speculated, why are they denying it now that there is such a plan? We would like to have his insight as to what would be the motive for denying the project when it became public knowledge.
All right, sir.
I think he dropped out entirely.
I'm trying to reach him to find out why he's out of the interview.
It may be network. Philippines is also a third world country. Well, if he's not coming back, there's no need to keep the program running.
Okay, I just spoke with him, sir. He said he's trying to reconnect. I think it is his network. I just finished talking to him now. All right, welcome back, sir. Your audio is mute. I think you should unmute.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. So, just as
let's take it from another angle. Let's take it from another angle. Now, if there was plan by the Ohanaeze to apologize to the Fulanis, why are they denying it now?
Well, that is the issue of our bankruptcy of leadership.
Could be the reason. Could be the reason for their denial.
Now, first of all, the man you said came. You know what's actually his name? The man you said they did not do anything. What's his name? The last man I mentioned. What is his name? The last man you said they did not, denied it.
Chasobu.
Correct. What position does Chasobu hold in Ohanaeze? That is the first one. Secondly, that committee we are talking about, he wasn't a member. His name is not there. So he's incompetent to come and deny for something he was not involved. He was not involved. As only members of the committee mentioned can come out and say, look, my name, including my name there, is false and forgery. So somebody who is not part of that committee, who is not mentioned, who does not hold any credible position, cannot come and say it. Ohanaeze Ndigbo has Secretary General. Ohanaeze Ndigbo has PRO, whom I have confronted. He has not responded to my last statement. So the issue of denial was afterthought. After the first, and if you look at the denial, I said the denial is flimsy, it's shaky, it's wobbly. They have not handled any of the allegations I presented. It's not like asking me why they denied. They did those things secretly, privately, without involving the generality of the Igbo populace. And they use it to even acquire political engagements, money, and so on. You know, it was like a political gold mine for them. You can see the caliber of people they are putting there. Senator, this man, the Muslim senator from Delta State. Yes, nominating his mother-in-law. Iwanyanwu there nominating his PA, Mr. Patrick Anyanwu, as a member of the committee. You can see the caliber of people, check the caliber of people I mentioned. Dominic Nemeka Okechukwu, apart from owning a private hospital in Abuja medical center. What role has he played? What does he know about the Igbo history of conflict? Igbo history of operation, Igbo history of pogrom, Igbo history of mass attack, mass killings by Fulani, Igbo history of perpetual hatred by Sadona Sokoto and his cronies against Igbo. What does the Wanyanwu know? Other than to seek for contract for his Adel and Enik, and then go around, perambulating as an Igbo leader. What does he know? What do they know about Igbo history? So they deny because they did not know that it will go that way. Look at Iwanyanwu Tinaya. If you have listened to him, if you are listening to the interview in TV, granted, father, it was watering. He was there praising himself, he served Igbo, he did it, he has their 3 honors, he has it. Were these things the crux of the matter? You were accused of engaging in apology, not planning. And we mentioned the people you have met. We mentioned the committee, their activities, they presented a report. We mentioned their members. You have not denied that these things are lie. You have not denied that the committee did not exist. You are denying that, oh, Fulani did not give you 100 billion naira bribe to undertake that. We raised issue. I raised issue. You talked. You have an office for the committee in Abuja. Why an office in Abuja when any committee operates formally or naturally from Ohanaeze headquarters in Enugu? So why special office for that committee on reconciliation? Who pays the bill of that office when some Ohanaeze says they have, they have no fund, they don't have money, they are not funded? Then he did not answer such questions. None of them have come up to controvert me. None of them. So it's cowardly on their own part. Instead of coming, oh, we made a mistake, we are sorry, since we were engaging it for the interest of the Igbo, but now that the people said it's wrong, we are not stopping. This is the only thing we expected them to say. Not to deny without concrete evidence. So that act of denial is an act of cowardice in their own part, because so far they've not been able to sustain the denial up to this moment. Saying we not do something is not enough. Telling you that all those flying reports are not true is not enough. There were issues raised by me. There were issues recently raised by Reverend Obinna Akukwe, that the begging, that the apology has been ongoing. I also brought a letter addressed to Nyamudu by National Secretary of Meiti Allah, thanking him for making sure their candidate, Professor Obiozo, was finally elected President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Their own choice, Fulani. Chief Nyamudu has not come out to say that letter was not addressed to him or was fake. That letter is, he has not come out to say that the letter is fake up to this moment. Ohanaeze have not come out to deny the fact that it was the Fulani Meiti Allah that sponsored Obiozo's President Generalship of Igbo of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and by extension, the emergence of Iwanyanwu as his successor. Even the same Akukwe raised another dimension of the conflict, of the allegation, that in fact, for long, Atiku Abubakar has been sponsoring and bankrolling Ohanaeze Ndigbo. And President Buhari at a point even tried to intervene to bankroll Ohanaeze Ndigbo. These are serious allegations. One cannot just come and say, with a wave of hand, I deny. Are we practicing a Muslim system of divorce, where to divorce a woman, you can just say, I divorce, and the woman is eventually, divorced? No.
What could be the interest in the Ohanaeze by the Fulanis? Because in that letter, we understand that they also want to have Hope Uzodinma become the president of Ohanaeze. What is their interest specifically in the Ohanaeze that's making them want to install leadership on this body?
For example, for you to understand Fulani interests, then you have to understand the genesis of the Nigerian crisis. You have to understand the genesis of the armed bandits, Fulani herdsmen harassing everybody, and so on and so forth. The Fulani are in a, the Fulani are in their continuous spray of conquests in the age-long jihad, conquering Nigeria politically and economically. And to do that, and let me tell you, it shouldn't have been possible for the Fulani to conquer Hausa land without collaborations by Hausa people, so Hausa elements. And I've said it, and I stated it, that one of the generals, Hausa generals, that actually helped Fulani people to conquer Hausa people was Abdul Salami, who was later killed by Fulani people for his opposition against his denial of his rights to lead Hausa people, to be given an emirate. He was killed. The present emir of Bauchi is the only Hausa emir that was appointed emir by Usman Danfodio. Yes, his forefathers collaborated with the Fulani. The Esunupe today is a Fulani man because there was quarrel between the royal family, the Nupe royal families. And one side sided with the Fulani, and Fulani used that one to take over power. Ilorin today was conquered, and a Yoruba city having a Fulani emir because Afonja collaborated with Alimi and voted against the Yoruba people. And finally, they killed Alimi. So that is the process of Yoruba Fulani jihad is not only by arms conquest. They also do it by planting their surrogates. They do it by modern time political investments. By the time they use you and they know that you become politically irrelevant, they will dump you. The Fulani made Ojos of Malo by encouraging financial empowerment, political empowerment, to defend their interest in Yoruba, in Igbo land. So that when they're talking about Ruga, when they're using their herdsmen and bandits and Boko Haram to ravage Igbo land and kidnap our people, these people will not be able to come out boldly and and condemn the Fulani by the actions. The Fulani propped up Rochas Okorocha, gave him contract through Babangida. He became a rich man, made him governor. And when he wanted to say all of them wanted to be presidents, because that was what they were promising them. You do this, you are the right person, will make you president. At the appropriate time, when they knew that his political utility in Igbo land could not be, so they dumped him. So now there is people like the governor of Enugu State. You can see that how people-minded he is in handling the rampaging of Fulani, the ongoing genocide of Igbo, genocide against Igbo by the Fulani in Enugu State. He is powerless. The former governor, it was powerless. I remember being sent by the OPC leader, the late Dr. Fasham, to warn over the Nimbo massacre. He said, "Oh, he did not want to get to cut about engage Fulani people and so on and so forth." We are 40 people, more than 40 people were killed in cold blood in their homeland by Fulani invaders. And the governor in the state said he did not want to make trouble. They are not even using. You could see how they tried to use Soludo against P2B in the last general election, because they told these people, they think. They know that our people are feeble-minded. Our people are short-sighted. Our people have short memory. Then they propping Soludo, look, with your background, with your qualification, with whatever, and so on and so on, you are the best to be the president of this country. By the time Soludo comes up to defend the interest in Africa, we drop him. So it is part of the jihad plan. They call it political investment. As I spoke about Modo, Nyamodo before. Nyamodo is a surrogate of the Fulani. Because they will always remind him, look, without Fulani, you shouldn't have had any political relevance in Igbo land. At a very young age, we made him Minister of the Federation in the Second Republic. So whatever you have to do, we Fulani make it. Someone will be helpless to come out and say, it's just like Hope Uzodinma today, the governor of Imo State. Hope Uzodinma has no authority over the Fulani people. Because they will look, we made you from, you did not win election. We brought you in. Use our influence in Supreme Court to make you governor. You were fourth on the list. We skipped first, second, third, and made you governor. So why can't you obey us? And even in the second re-election, he knew that Mahmoud just put him there. He did not win the election. So it's not when you know that their purpose is to dominate the people through their jihad. The problem Fulani Nigerians are having with the Fulani was the problem the people of Central African Republic were having with the Fulani. The problem people in Niger Republic are having with the Fulani. The problem Burkina Faso today are having the Fulani. The problem people in Mali are having with the Fulani. The problem people in Sierra Leone are having with the Fulani. The problem people of Guinea-Bissau are having with the Fulani. The problem people in Guinea, Conakry are having the Fulani. The problem people in Senegal are having the Fulani. You saw the last election, how the former president Macky Sall, a Fulani man, wanted to perpetrate the authority against, yes, the majority ethnic group there. But the people fought back. So you should know the problem with Nigeria. The problem with Nigeria today is Fulani jihad interest, Fulani jihad game plan, no more and no less.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your time. What could be the solution to this? If the Ohanaeze should ask for a solution, what would your advice be? Should they want to look at it from your own angle?
Ohanaeze has no solution. Nigeria is a land that needs radical solution, that needs revolution. There's no way Ohanaeze, the president Ohanaeze is saying that. What are they going to do? In 2001, President Obasanjo constituted Oputa panel. And there have been many panels, many constitutional panels. Have the government actually implemented those reports? The report of Oputa panel. I talked about 2001 when the Southeast Governors Forum gave Ohanaeze 10 days to constitute a peace committee within the Igbo enclave alone to settle our people. You see, the Igbo said, your goodness starts from home, not outside. You've not been able to even implement the 10-day order issued to you about reconciling internal reconciliation within the Igbo. Because you need to go with a strong base for you to win an external battle. You need a strong, united base. Ohanaeze has not been able to achieve that. There'll be mass killings here. Igbo people are slaughtering themselves. Fulani people are slaughtering the Igbo from other side. Today is unknown government. I can't remember the last time any man was brought before the court of law for committing murder. Life is very cheap, especially in Igbo land. If you are killed, you are killed. So no question of murder case, nothing like murder case again before our court. Because how many will they handle? The judges are threatened. The policemen and security agents are even threatened. The members, you can just, if you feel that is a final. So we have a serious problem internally. A serious problem that deserves radical attention. from radical and progressive-minded people, not a band of conservative reactionaries like Iwanyang or another to parading themselves as Ohanaeze and going to beg for money in order to maintain their already established high status and highfalutin statuses as leaders of Igbo land. You know, the problem with some of these people, and that's what you even get among some of these scammers and 419. When you make money from politics, when you make money from, you try to show up your image, you bring your image more than higher than what you expected to. And such money are not permanent. And when the money begins to deplete and there's no hope of replenishment, the fear of poverty, the fear of returning to the status quo leads you to engage in many unsavory acts. You see some scammers going into ritual killings, going into other things and so on and so on, because they want to maintain that false high standard they've established in consequence of their false words. The same thing with politicians. When you become a political leader, your political appointment, you have made a mistake, you accumulate a lot of money, you even try to alienate your people from you, your former mates, you now look down on them. By the time the type of political money, the type of fraudulent political money coming to you, by the time the tap is locked up and it's no longer going, you now develop the fear of returning to the status quo. You now fear, the fear of confronting those people you have once looked down on, now will envelope you. And the tendency to make money by any means, by all means, comes in. That's part of the problem of Igbo leadership. If you look at those people in Ohanaeze leadership, Iwanyang will be telling us he has been done this to the Igbo man, he has done. What has he done to you? Let him go back and look at the situation in Imo State first. Imo State is the most dangerous state in the south for one to live in, for one to visit. Let him go there. We have a serious problem of security in Igbo land. We are killing ourselves. We are also having Fulani people invading us. So we are helpless. And you are telling us you are going you are going there to apologize to people who are sponsoring the Fulani herdsmen cleanup, who are sponsoring the bandits, who are sponsoring the Boko Haram. Has the Sultan of Sokoto come out to make a statement condemning banditry and kidnapping by his kinsmen? Which emir has come out to do that? You are going to beg them. Thank you very much. Continue begging if that will solve your solution. But don't include Igbo people. Go there and beg for your normal contract and money.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. We are looking forward to having you debate some of the leaders of the Ohanaeze.
I'm waiting for them.
Would you have preferred anyone particularly?
Anyone. You can even dig some people from. You can even bring up Professor George Obiodo from the grave. I'll be ready to debate with him in spirit.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. We have other issues we will look at together in some of our other series. But before you go, just before you go,
yes,
are there people within the Igbo community you consider worthy of leading the Ohanaeze? That you think if they were leading that body, things would have probably been different?
The point is this: leadership is by emergence. The best leaders of Igbo land have never been given the chance to lead because they don't fit into the crooked pattern of ascendancy to such leadership. You ask yourself, what are the qualifications for one to ascend into Ohanaeze leadership? Every leadership has its own ladder of ascendancy. What are the ladders? What are the steps? What are the ascendancy mechanisms that require anyone to rise to Ohanaeze? What are required? Who are the members of Ohanaeze? At least in Igbo land, you have towns union. There are steps to be, even in state, you have state unions. There are steps of ascendance. You can't become a member of Anambra State Union, Lagos State or Abuja, without being a member of your town's union. I can't be a member of your town's union without identifying with your village. You have a lot of people heading Ohanaeze who claim they are parts of Ohanaeze, who don't even attend their town union meetings, don't even attend their state union meetings. They just get crashed. And Ohanaeze is a club. Until the leadership, until the structure is pattern, is reform pattern after it's pattern after the old Igbo Union, Ohanaeze will never provide resourceful, proactive, and progressive and beneficial leadership for Igbo. And that it is only through that mechanism you cannot generate real patriotic Igbo people who will owe the ascendancy to the people's mandate. Tell me who elected Iwanyang President General for Ohanaeze? Who elected him? Who elected Obiozo? Who are the people who elected them? How did they constitute the delegates that elected them? So how do you now tell me that these people actually represent a collective in Ubuntu? No. I had every opportunity to get crashed into the Ohanaeze to represent my state or whatever. It's a question of dancing to their tune and ready to lick their boots and maybe follow them in their subservience, rampage, slavish rampage towards the Fulani people. That's all you need to get qualified. And maybe when I come now, I'll be there defending them. Oh, they have rights to do this. Then, oh, you are the good person. Come and lead us. But people like me who are critical, anybody who is critical of them, critical of themselves, will never be brought into that leadership. And you have to be critical of the situation before you can present high qualitative leadership in any situation. They don't have that. People who are afraid of criticism, people who do one thing and deny the next day, for Christ's sake, even within our local Igbo community, you will never have people like Iwanyang as leaders, because that will be sacrilegious. For us, also titled man for an elder to engage in acts, but publicly known by the people and turn out to deny. The ancestors of that land will strike him dead. So when I heard Iwanyang were talking about people trying to kill him, trying to bomb the bomber, look, people like Iwanyang who don't even deserve to live in Igbo land. They are the people that Nigerians need to sacrifice, because the Bible is very, very clear. Without the shedding of blood, there can be no salvation. And when we are talking of shedding of blood, we're not talking of shedding of small bloods. All these innocent people who are picked on the way, kidnapped and killed because they could not get the ransom, whatever. People who are even killed, if you don't pay ransom, the Fulani people will kill you and sell your body parts. These are what we are having now. These are the people, not people who protect themselves with army and police and tell us they're leading us and telling us they want to kill him. Let me make it clear. If those unknown gunmen had even descended on Iwanyang's class, all those fraudulent politicians, if our unknown gunmen had descended on them and not going after the poor people, the downtrodden masses that they claim to be protected, people should have been celebrating them. The irony of Igbo mentality. They said, oh, Sita Tumoda, who is suffering? The same common people, not the big men. Go after those people and leave the common people.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, thank you so much, sir, for your time. We do appreciate Dr. Tony Nwezegwe is the man that has been with us to look at the Ohanaeze and a lot of other issues that he has been able to help us look into. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We do appreciate you. And we hope that we'll be able to bring you on our show from time to time to look at series of other issues.
Thank you very much. And God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. I want to give you maybe some few seconds to give you a final word before we end the show.
My final word is very, very my final word does not even concern Igbo. It concerns Nigeria. Concerns Nigeria because Nigeria is, is reclining to the state of political habits, and people are moping. The churches are moping. The police are moping. The army are moping. Insecurity is not just about ordinary people. Every time the bandits continue to kill our soldiers, to kill our policemen, to kill our pastors, to keep people, kidnap and kill, seek for ransom, government has now constrained special committees negotiating with bandits within the same territory. Custom men giving bandits rights to save their lives, even fuel. And you think Nigeria is safe? We need it is right time Nigerians come to, because this present government, starting from Buhari, in fact, this present government in particular, is a serious problem. And unless, and as I've said it, and people said, oh, why, how can it happen? I'm in Philippines today, and Philippines changed for better. Possibly because of the act of one, a priest, Cardinal Sin, who said enough is enough and mobilized the people. And today, there's a sense of patriotism, a high sense of leadership principle, high sense of accountability on the part of the leadership, and high sense of self-sacrifice and patriotism for the state and for themselves on the part of the citizens. We don't have that. Nobody's ready to sacrifice for Nigeria. The churches are there collecting tithes. Pentecostal churches competing on, on jets from the people's money, building universities which even their members cannot attend. You see the army money their people. The other time, your president gave honor to 21 or so soldiers killed at Okoma. These were soldiers who were engaged and protecting oil bunkers. They were killed and they gave them honor. 1 week later, many soldiers and a lieutenant colonel were killed in Yobe by Boko Haram. No mention was made about giving them honor. Every time our soldiers continue to be slaughtered, our policemen, nobody has given them honor. But your president, your fraudulent president, Ame Buhari, was quick to give honor to those oil bunkers, supporter, protectors of oil bunkers in Okwama, giving the honor. What of our soldiers who are dying on a daily basis? Just yesterday, there was an ambush and 5 gallant soldiers were slaughtered again. So we are in problem. And let me make it clear. It is only a revolution led by the people. And that revolution can only say if the churches mobilize their people and say enough is enough today and troop to the streets. This nonsense will stop. When the churches say, look, you have been killing our people, kill all of us and troop the streets. But whether the churches through Christian Association of Nigeria can do it is a matter of distant millennium, because Khan itself is a political stooge for the Fulani Caliphate. The Khan leadership is indolent, corrupt, and unspiritually unspiritual. They can't do it. The NLC, the Nigerian Labor Union, is also corrupt. They have corrupt leadership who just threaten, and one they're giving some packets of dollars, some thousands of dollars in Ghana must go. They just keep quiet. So Nigeria is reeling in corruption from left, right, and center. Until our people rise and say enough is enough. The army think they are safe. They are not safe. Our army are not dying in external battle. Our soldiers, our military men are not dying because Nigeria is fighting Benin Republic. They are not dying because Nigeria is fighting Niger Republic. They are not dying because Nigeria is fighting Cameroon. They are not fighting because they are not dying because Nigeria, because they are part of the United Nations peacekeeping force in Palestine or in Sudan, dying for the war. They are dying on a daily basis because a small group of people who call themselves Muslim soldiers, under the patronage of dominant Muslim leadership in this country, are killing our soldiers piecemeal. And most of the soldiers being killed are Christian soldiers who are being drafted to be killed. And whenever a Muslim officer is killed, it becomes a national issue, like the case of Okwama. Because the lieutenant colonel killed there was a Muslim, it became a national issue. But on a daily basis, Christian officers have been drafted to be killed under prearranged ambush. Nobody protests. The same people raided Nigerian Defense Academy, kidnapped Christian officers, and killed them. It was not an issue to the army. It was not an issue. Which country can tolerate such? And we're moving. You don't know when it will be your turn. We are talking. Those people who have been dying are not the people who are criticizing the government. Some of them are on defense. Some of them were on defense. Some of them were saying it does not concern me. This is a national issue. So if you say you cannot act, I'm sorry, you may be the next victim. God has invited Christians to take over this country in every occasion. Then the Christians are the people undermining the progress of this country, not Muslims. I am in exile. I've been pursued. The people by Muslims to be killed because I revealed the present bandits, the present security situation. From my DSS student who came to me in 2016, I said, look, okay, this is what will happen from 2017. And I went to court to challenge the federal government on that, and they went after me. They've been using Christians against the people who are paid to even kill me today are Christians. No matter how a Christian leadership is, how bad a Christian leadership in Nigeria is, it is better than the worst Christian leadership in Nigeria has performed credibly better than the best Muslim leadership in Nigeria. Think of Gowon, think of Obasanjo, their military regimes. Compare it to other Muslim military heads of state. Think of Jonathan, think of Obasanjo as elected president. Look at the serene, the peace and tranquility, how he managed the issue of Sharia. Look at even Jonathan as president, how he was able to manage the issue of Boko Haram, which was even brought directly against. Think of the situation under Buhari, think of the situation under Tinubu, both Muslims. Even when God removed Buhari, Buhari died in 2017. Christians, because of their selfishness, protected an alien to act as president for 6 years in this country. How do you think Nigeria can progress? When you subdue the news of the dead, and brought up a false image to represent Nigerians, I raised it, and I confronted somebody like Pastor Adeboye, who was one of the Christians who actually led the protection of a dead president, Buhari, because of the particular interest he has from a redeemed vice president. He has not defended it.
I think when this type of claim is made, our host will have to properly interrogate it, because there is no proof that Buhari is dead. As far as Nigerians are concerned, Buhari is still alive in his house in Daura. So when this type of claim is made in your program, you have to make it clear that that is not your opinion, and you have to interject immediately to counter it. That is how interviews are conducted. Thank you.
Yes, the issue of, you see, when a historian presents his case, it's always out of controversy. I've presented issues, I've presented many essays on this issue of dead Buhari, supported by circumstantial evidence. Nobody has challenged it. So it's not a question of saying Buhari is alive. Even when the man with Arise News, what is it? Doctor, I've forgotten his name, went to tell Nigerians that, went to interview Buhari. Doctor Who, that popular anchor. Ruben Abati. When he tried to confuse Nigerians in 2022, that he went to interview Buhari in Asoro, and actually the Buhari interview was the real Buhari. Doesn't need to tell people, to tell Nigerians that their president was the real president because we went to interview him. Very ridiculous. Very ridiculous. So if you want me to prove further that Buhari is dead, and let me tell you one reason. If Buhari were to be alive, Aisha Buhari should not have been expelled, even harassed out of Asofila. Because there's no record that Aisha Buhari had marital problems with Buhari. If Buhari were to be alive, Aisha Buhari shouldn't have left most of the time to reside with his children in Dubai. If Buhari were to be alive, the same Buhari won't be celebrating his 80th birthday, and his wife, Aisha Buhari, and his children were not there. I don't know if you understand what you are talking about. And if
I do understand your position.
If Buhari were to be real Buhari, he shouldn't have gone to Nigeria to do the best of his accommodation in Nigeria Republic and showcase now that he wanted to live in Nigeria. Buhari had no connection with Nigeria Republic. His mother was Kanuri.
Thank you very much.
The sister of Apakiari and so. And his father, Fulani, Bororo, Fulani, Bororo, Bororo, Fulani. Very, very clear.
I appreciate
and look at
it.
So
that's on your final words.
Yes, but my final word very, very clear. Nigeria is spiraling into a dangerous state of precipice, state of disintegration. And if time is not taken, neither those who think they are well protected by security men and soldiers, and those who feel that the spiraling economy does not concern them will not be free out of it. So it is better now for Nigerians to rise up and act and defend their countries. All countries that develop today underwent series of political metamorphosis, political transformation, in either peaceful or violent revolution to bring them to the standard in which they are today. That's my final. Nigerians have to take the bull by the horn. That's my final advice. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. We really do appreciate your time. You've done justice to a whole range of issues on this show tonight. We appreciate you, sir. Tonight we have looked at the current crisis in the Ohanaeze, second, putting the record straight, and with us, like I've said severally, is Tony Nwako Nwezegwe. He has looked at these issues with us. Of course, a lot of other issues came up, which of course are the opinion of our guests, as stated by my host. But the Diaspora Digital Media does not does not own those ideas as expressed by our guests. Thank you so much for joining us on Thank Our Guest. We hope to have you again some other time. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you. Goodbye.